All right, good afternoon, traders. Today is February 5th, 2025. My name is John Carrigan. I moderate the BYOB Trading Room. Let's take a look at some charts today. All right, we had 3 or 4 entries today. Let me just see if I can find it. And right here. Okay, we had our first entry, price over 602.15. We actually had a 10-minute uptrend right through here, bullish engulfing. You got the bear sandwich right there on the 10-minute chart. First one over 602.15. Second one over 603.15. Third one over 603.58. All three gave you a higher high up here, and you had a chance to sell into those. So I traded what did I trade today? Let's take a look. Okay, I traded the 604 calls, traded the 605 calls, traded the 606 calls, and I traded the 610 calls. Closed out my UNG calls into a rally into the high there. Loaded up on a few USO down here at 76, and that's about it right there. I had an inverse, a hedge on my 608 calls, 16 DTEs. I took a little bit of those off at a loss. I was willing to take those off at a loss. I had some 615 calls that were upside down, and I closed a big chunk of those out at a small loss. They were like upside down by about $1,000, and I cut it back to minus 246. So that was the day for today. Today was a good day for me. We had the 3 different entries there as far as the account goes. Brought the account up about $1,000. All right, it says 66, but I know for a fact that this 4,900 right here is going to eat up a lot of the gains right here on the 5,500 that I made today. So I went up about $1,000. So I'm right about 57 and a half, maybe 58. All right, so it's not 66. So that's what happened for today. And let's take a look at the charts. So we did the SPY game plan. You can see right up here over 602.15. That was your green erases red. What would be the red? Let's take a look at it. Just draw it in. And I'll get the color-coded. Get the color-coded box. Okay, so red is this pullback from here all the way down to there. Okay, let's do it again. Okay, the pullback from this high down to this low. And then we had green come in. Okay, and then we erase the red. Green price action came right back up here and wiped out the red. That was our bullish entry right up there. You can see price action took us up to 604. I gotta say, it's nice recovery again today. A little melt up right through here. A lot of consolidation right through here. Looked like we were stuck. But if you looked at the chart and you remembered my saying, consolidation over prior consolidation is a bullish environment. So here we have consolidation, and then we had consolidation over prior consolidation. So this would be the consolidation over the prior consolidation. That's bullish right there. So price action, you can see price action ripping away from VWAP right through here. We'll go to another chart. You can see it clearly. See, VWAP would be the burnt brown line. You can see the 10-minute uptrend breaking away from VWAP. All right, right there. That's where we make a lot of our money. We don't make very much money when we crisscross back and forth over VWAP. But once we break away, then we start making money as price continues to melt up or stride higher right through there. So 10-minute uptrends over VWAP right through there. So that was our bread and butter for today. So there's SPY, 10-minute chart. Got a 10-minute uptrend going into the close. I'm going to go out on a limb here, say it's a 2-hour uptrend going into the close. On the daily chart, another green candle, higher low, higher high, closing over the trap, over the 17, and up here in quadrant 4 and over the all-time high anchored VWAP. All right, so over the all-time high anchored VWAP, over the trap, over the 17, everything up here in quadrant 4. You can see that. There's your quadrants. Quadrant 4, that's bullish. Let me just take some of this stuff off the screen. Kind of gets distracting. All right, so let's go to QQQ. QQQ had the same game plan. We can go take a look at that one. And here we are with the QQQ game plan on the 10-minute chart. You can see you had green erases red. This would be the red, the pullback. And you can see price action comes up through, and you get green erasing red with consolidation right through here. And if you stayed in that till about the end of the day, you got a nice reward from 525 clear up to 526.78. All right, so there was QQQ. On the daily chart, let's take a look at it on the daily chart. You can see a higher low and a higher high closing over the bullish trap, over the 17, over the all-time high anchored VWAP up here in quadrant 4. QQQ still in an uptrend. SPY still in a downtrend. All right, they took out this low. They are bullish though. They're up here in quadrant 4. Let's take a look at FNGU. FNGU still in a downtrend. All right, because they took out this low below the 17. All right, price action. Higher low, higher high, closing over the trap, over the 17, over the all-time high anchored VWAP, over the downtrend line and over the uptrend line. Looking good for FNGU. Still consolidating up here in quadrant 4. Let's take a look at Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow had an entry today. Diamond Dow, higher low, higher high, closing over the trap, over the 17, over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Diamond Dow up here in quadrant 4. That's bullish, but still in a downtrend. If they take out this high, they'll be in an uptrend. IWM. IWM is still, well, they're in a downtrend because they took out this low. All right, so they're in a downtrend. They take out the highs up here, they'll be in an uptrend. All right, price action, higher low, higher high, closing over the trap, over the 17, over the all-time high anchored VWAP. IWM still in a downtrend. Breaking into the upper third here, so I'm going to call it bullish. If they can get up over these wicks, they'll have an uptrend. They'll also have, they'll be back into the upper third. So there's IWM. Let's take a look at our technicals, T21.22. We find ourselves melting up out of the buyer's chop zone. That would be this box right through here. So we melted up out of the buyer's chop zone into the buy zone. It was a bullish day, almost all day. There was some chop this morning. We had some puts, and you had to be quick if you wanted to take your profit on the puts. So there's T21.22 on for the technicals up here in the buy zone. Spent the whole day in the buy zone. T21.23, 15-minute chart, bullish all day, up over the rising 200 SMA. Well, we gapped up again. Bears never filled the gap, And you can see price action bullied up and consolidated into the close. A nice job there. Again, I said be nice to see some consolidation over prior consolidation. They're doing it. So this is looking good. T21, 23, 3 bar, 3 more green candle bars, closing in on that falling 200 SMA there. Again, up over the 2 prior all-time highs. That's these 2 green lines right there. FNGU had a good day, and they bullied from almost from the beginning of the day. They had some bearish action right here, right on top of VWAP. But for the most part, there was a lot of, looks like there's a whole lot of tails there. And then you can see a break up through. They gapped down. Notice they came right back up here and filled the gap. And then held the higher ground up over VWAP and over this falling 200 SMA. So price action up over the all-time high anchored VWAP, up over the 200 SMA, up over the uptrend line, and over the downtrend line. So nice work there. Got to break out of this consolidation though. They got themselves a little bit of consolidation going on. I think maybe they might have broken it sometime today. We'll see what happens. You can see and just stringing the tops right there together. So got a little wedge going on. Hopefully they can hold this area over the 200, over the all-time high anchored VWAP. We'll see what happens with that. Let's go take a look at some technical, some sectors. Start off with XLE. XLE for today. It's a higher low, higher high, closing over the trap, over the 17, but underneath. Yeah, it's like a 12-month high anchored VWAP there for XLE. You can see if you go back a little further, I think that's, yeah, you can see we got a high back here on 2014. Okay, we have not hit that. So that is it's actually a 10-year high. I should probably write that in there. It's a 10-year high anchored VWAP right there. All right, so price action up, not almost close enough. Let's see where we are, daily chart. Almost rising up over that 10-year high anchored VWAP right there. Still caught underneath this downtrend, underneath this downtrend. Price action seems to go up and give it up. All right, they're just making a huge bull flag right through here. Price action underneath both downtrend lines, but up over the trap, over the 17, and on the bullish side of neutrality finally. All right, maybe a higher low here. If they take out that high, they will have uptrend status. It's just a label. All right, and that will also put them back up here in quadrant 4. That's bullish. They need to go up there and hold. All right, a lot of times all you can see in the past is going up and giving it up, and going up and giving it up. Okay, they need to get up there and hold, and then they'll start looking really interesting on XLE. Let's take a look at UNG. All right, into this breakout candle, I sold some of my calls off into that. I'm looking for another pullback back to this 12-month high anchored VWAP right there. You can see it goes much further for UNG. UNG price action is a higher low, higher high, closing over the bullish trap, over the 17 EMA, over the 12-month high anchored VWAP, and over the midpoint. Okay, that's bullish. Need to break into this upper third area and hold the higher ground. All right, UNG just kind of neutral, but on the bullish side of neutral right there. USO put in an inside day. That's a lower high and a higher low. I picked some up. It's in my buy box right here. So lower high, higher low, closing inside underneath the bearish trap, underneath the 17, but over this look like a 3-year high, 2-year high anchored VWAP right there. So that's 1 year, 2 year, about 2.5, 3-year high anchored VWAP right there, closing up over that. Again, another peak that goes up and gives it up. All right, so hopefully they set a higher low and start working their way back up here and consolidating, working to hold that higher ground. Again, price action on the bullish side of neutrality, so not really bullish because it is bullish, but it's not in the upper third or in the upper quadrant where we like to pick it up at. There's USO. Let's take a look at GLD. GLD, new all-time high. Can't say anything else about that. It's just rocking and rolling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 last days, new all-time high for GLD. Okay, let's take a look at SLV. SLV makes a new. That's a 12-year high anchored VWAP for SLV. Price action makes a higher low and a higher high, closing over the trap over the 17 up here in the upper third. That's bullish. Price starting to look good up here in the upper third and over this 12-year high anchored VWAP. Keep an eye on silver. I think it has a whole lot more upside if it can hold the higher ground over this peak. You got 2 valleys here. All right, let me point them out to you. You got one valley here. Okay, so here's one valley. All right, and then we have another valley right here. Okay, and if we can hold price over the peak, and that's between the 2 valleys, this would be the peak right here. We can hold price over that peak, over this 12-year high anchored VWAP, then silver starts to look real interesting up here. Okay, so there's silver in the upper third, up over the trap, over the 17, rising up on top of that peak right there. That looks real good. All right, let's trash that out. Let's go take a look at SMH. And we didn't want that. Let's try SMH one more time. All right, SMH still in a downtrend. Got to take out this high to be in an uptrend. Price action is higher low, higher high. Closing over a bearish trap underneath the falling 17. Back up into the upper third. That's bullish up there. You can see they came back down here and tagged the midpoint a couple times. Now they're heading back up. If they take out that high, I think they can recover that uptrend right there. They set a little lower high right here up over the 17. Let's take a look at XLK. I remember XLK about 2 weeks ago right here set a new all-time high. They're in a downtrend, but if they happen to take out this little peak up here, they could negate the downtrend and convert the uptrend. They are bullish. Notice their bull flag consolidating up here in quadrant 4. That's nice. Closing underneath this prior all-time high and closing underneath probably, they're closing over that all-time high, but underneath that prior all-time high. Over the trap, over the 17, up in quadrant 4. Things are looking bullish for XLK. Let's take a look at XLI, industrials. Industrials having some struggles here. All right, XLI. I gotta look real close. It's hard to see. The high there, 137.75, 137.74. No wonder. Okay, it's the lower high and the lower low, closing underneath the bearish trap, underneath the 17, but over this all-time high anchored VWAP. In the upper third, that's bullish up there. Just not moving up, all right? They're still in a downtrend. That's bullish, but they're not moving up right now. So we'll see what happens. Maybe they can change that, all right? They got caught underneath this uptrend line on the back side of it. So they kind of lost that uptrend right there as far as stringing these lows together. So XLI in the upper third, that is bullish. Just not moving up at this time. Let's take a look at XLU. So utilities. Utilities are in an uptrend. All right. Utilities in an uptrend and price action for today. Higher low, higher high, closing over the trap, over the 17, over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Up here in the upper third, that's bullish on XLU. So XLU in an uptrend. XRT, this is our retail sector. If they take out this low, actually they're still in an uptrend because they haven't broken any lows. All right, they didn't break this low, and they didn't break this low, so they're still in an uptrend. But they got a habit of going up and giving it up. You can see right here. Price action, looking for price to make a higher low and a higher high. I think they can get that done. We'll see what happens here. Price action for today is a higher low and a higher high, closing over a bearish trap over the 17, over the uptrend line, and over this 3-year high anchored VWAP right there. Okay, got themselves obeying this trend line right there. So XRT. And in the upper third, that puts them in the bullish camp, okay? They just need to go up there and hold, all right? A lot of these sectors have been experiencing some weakness. They just go up and they give it up. Need to see them go up there and hold that area. We'll see what happens here with some of these sectors. IYT is the transports. Inside day, so lower high, higher low, closing underneath the bearish trap, all right? Underneath the 17, underneath the all-time high anchored VWAP, underneath the uptrend line, all right, and underneath the upper third, so just kind of neutral right through here. Again, a lot of these sectors go up, give it up. They go up, give it up. We could have ourselves a little higher low here. That's a possibility, but it's starting to fan out like a bear flag, as in moving down and moving to the right. All right, if they continue over to the right, all right, and they linger in here too long, you're going to get another leg down. So there's IYT on the transports. In an uptrend, all right, just not moving up right now. All right. All right, I'll take questions in the room if there's any questions. If not, we'll call it a day. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Can I look at GDX and Netflix? Yes. GDX. That's bullish. You're up over the peak between the two valleys right there. Okay, there's probably your all-time high. All right. This is probably your 6-month high right here. You're up over that 6-month high right there, anchored VWAP. So that's bullish. Anytime you can hold 5 days up over that recent high anchored VWAP, that's a good sign. So GDX is bullish. I like it a lot. A little hot right now, but you know what? If the dollar continues to fall, this will continue to rise. All right, so GDX looking good. I'd like to see it test support. All right, that's if it tests support and holds, that will be such a wonderful buy. And usually this area right here would be the support to test and hold. If they pulled back and tested that and it held, and then the bull stepped in right here, oh, that would be such a good buy over this 6-month high anchored VWAP, over this looked like a 4-year high anchored VWAP right there. I think they could take out the all-time high if they could pull back and hold right on some support here, and then J hook up and make another higher high. So GDX, I like it a lot. A little hot right now. See how extended it is away from the 17 and the 8. A little hot up there. So I'd like to see a pullback. See a J hook off of there. That would look great. So I like that. That's bullish. All right. And you can buy it now. I mean, it's only a buck drop. You can see down to 39. So it's actually worth kind of nibbling into it right now at 41, at 40, and at 39. Now, if I was to start nibbling now, I would do like 10% here at 41. I'd do like 30% here at 40, And then on 39, that's where I would probably look to put the remaining 60% of my position on. So kind of increasing the increments as price pulls back. And if it took off without me and I didn't get to put the 60 on, I'd look for a red candle to make my add on right there. So this is looking good. I like that one. Netflix, NFLX. That's an all-time high right there. You're bullish. You can see, let's just call that a prior all-time high. And you can see anytime you can get price to hold for 5 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can see now price starts to consolidate. You can see it over this consolidation here. Then you get that breakout to the upside. This is looking good. This is bullish. This is definitely bullish. It's a new all-time high. All right. How far up it goes? Well, we could do a little measured move exercise if you want to see what that looks like. All right, from here. And we duplicate that box. And goes up to here. Okay, so on the measured move exercise, and you can do a Fibonacci one as well. 1093 up here, about 1093. And for a Fibonacci one, let's see what we can do for a Fibonacci one. So you're right at the 161. The next move up is 1056. And then the one after that is 1127 up there. Try it this way. And you can see the 161 comes real close to the 1093. You see that? That comes real close to the 1093. Remember I did the box earlier, the measured move, and you can see the 161 kind of fans out right on the same plane as the 1093 when I did the boxes earlier. All right, so there's two projections because you're at your all-time highs. So I see some more upside. Everything's looking good. That's at the all-time highs right there. All right. ABUS, yeah. So I'm going to take this off. And I'm going to go back to the other one, take that off. Let me just clear that. And let's take a look at ABUS. I think you're breaking the downtrend, Stefan, on this one. I'm just going to string this through. All right. I'm not doing anything special. I'm just connecting the tops. You can see where price peaked here and then rejected here and then rejected there and then rejected there and then little rejection here right back to support. Now you're breaking out. You're having a breakout right now with a little mini higher low right there. So ABUS is looking good right there. Let me see if I got the right one. Yep. And if you can consolidate or hold the higher ground up over that peak. You got two valleys there, and here's valley 1. All right, here's valley 2. Okay, if you can hold this area right here, all right, and consolidate like over all of this, it might be too soon, just letting you know. If you can consolidate up here over prior consolidation, that would be a bullish outlook. All right, and then you'd want to see it consolidate up there for at least 4 or 5 days. All right, now let's just take that off. All right, so you're getting the breakout. Let's put the all-time high. Let's put the high anchored VWAP on there. All right, so we got one way back here. We got one right here. So let's take this off. Well, I'll leave it on there in case you want to snap a photo. All right, let's put a anchored VWAP on there. As you can see, if you could get up here and hold over that all-time high anchored VWAP, well, that 6-month high anchored VWAP for 5 days, that would be really nice. I think you got some more upside. I think it wants to make a connection with this right here. So you might get a nice day up there tomorrow, probably right up to 3. You can see this peak here lines up with that 6-month high anchored VWAP. So if I had some down here at 310 and it got up near this, all right, like 370 or 375, for me, I would start taking off 80% of my position and let the other 20% ride. And I would expect a bounce away once you get here, all right? It'd be nice if it shoots up through and consolidates on top, but I'll bet you're going to have, look at all these people here. You're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months of buyers, and when they get up here, they'll be looking to exit right on that, okay? There'll be a big crowd of people ready to exit on that. Okay, Stefan? Oh, that was Robert. Sorry. Stefan, where do you see then coming earnings in general? Where do you see then? Which one are you talking about, Stefan? Are you talking SPY or all, the whole market? In general, by date? So you mean like SPY? Can you give me just one? Because there's a lot of products out there. We've got Amazon coming up. Is that what you want to know? I can pull up the earnings calendar right here. All right, today is Wednesday. Novo Nordisk reported this morning. Walt Disney reported this morning. Qualcomm's going to report tonight, right now. We could take a look at that. Boston Scientific reported this morning. ARM Holdings reports tonight. Uber reported this morning. Fiserv reported this morning. And McKesson reports tonight. You know, just Stefan, I want to help you out. This? Yeah, I share it with you right here. It's coming. All right. So tomorrow, you got Amazon, big tech. That's $2.5 trillion. Okay. It's probably bigger than the whole Canadian economy. They're going to report tomorrow night. And then you've got tomorrow morning, Eli Lilly, AstraZeneca, little pharmaceuticals. Then you got some Philip Morris, some tobacco. which if you take enough tobacco, you'll be on pharmaceuticals. And then you got Honeywell, a little bit of tech. They're going to report in the morning. Bristol Myers, more pharmaceuticals to take care of your Philip Morris. And then ConocoPhillips, there's a little fuel, a little energy there. They're going to report tomorrow morning. And then Intercontinental Exchange. All right. And they do like the options and stuff with the CBOE. And they're an exchange that helps, I think liquidate, they call it settling the orders right there. All right. All right, so I got all the questions. And Jordo asked the question, with ABUS, would you have considered a buy at the trend line break? That's a good question. Let's look at it. Not really. I mean, on a 10-minute chart, if you wanted to play the 10-minute chart, okay, and the only reason I'd play the 10-minute chart is because the 2-hour better be in an uptrend. All right, so the 2-hour enters uptrend right here. Okay, and then you get a breakout over it. Could I have played that? Yes, I could have played that right there. I don't. I'd rather stick with the indexes. I feel I have more safety in the indexes than just one security. With one security, market makers and market specialists can rip it away from me just as fast as they give it to me. And I feel with the indexes, they can get moving fast too, but they move as such a pack that it's easier for me to find a trend and play that trend. See, now they just started this 2-hour trend less than 24 hours ago. Okay, so it's kind of a tough one to buy. But you would have had to be watching this because this was in a downtrend for ages, at least 6 months. All right, so would I have bought it? Not likely. Not likely, unless of course I was just following it because I wanted it. Yeah, I'm really doubtful I would have bought that. And I would have expected it to fail right here. Actually, to top out right there. So you can see on the very first candle, right here, I would have been getting in at the same place I probably would have been getting out. Right there. So that's just a tough one there. Now, if you got a pullback to a higher low, okay, if you like this, you got to pull back to a higher low, all right, and then right through there, and then the bulls step up, and now you've got a situation where green erases red, right here. See this? This would have been. Let me get my red one. This would have been the red pullback, all right, and then here comes the green, all right, erasing the red. That would be the one to get in on, all right, that right there. See, the green erases the red. You'll probably go up to there, somewhere around there, sometime tomorrow, maybe probably by Friday. It looks like it's the arrow is pointing right to it, so we'll see. Sector names lifted. Okay. Yeah, SPY's a lot easier to work with than one security. I mean, I've had bullish trends in a security and then they just kind of fade away from me. So it's a lot easier when they're all moving as a pack. So I think it's easier for me to trade the SPY. Just watching the FNGU. So let's take a look at that's it. All right, I answered everyone's questions. XBI and XLV. Trash that. XBI. Yeah, they're doing well. That's the biotech sector. Yeah, if they can break through that, you got that valley between the two peaks right there. They look like they want to break up there and hold. Looks like they already got that one hold right there. So nice work on their part. XBI, XLV, and that's healthcare. They're in the same W pattern right there. So they're both looking good. Nice consolidation, moving up, holding the higher ground. That's what we like to see. See this pattern right here? All right, just don't want to continue this consolidation forever. All right, want to see some breakouts. All right, and looks like you're getting a breakout right there. See that? Coming over the wicks. You got green erasing the red. Right there. Right over the bodies of these candles right here. And there's an entry right there. Novo Nordisk, NVO. You got a higher low. It's like not the prettiest of charts. For me, I would stick with the indexes, but let's just look at it, Mel, and let's just connect some tops here. All right, so that's a top. That's a top right there. You got a higher low. You're breaking out here. You're making a higher high right there. So it's the beginnings of a trend break. For me, it's kind of too early. I mean, if you wanted to play, a rounded bottom breakout, you got your start with a higher low right here. And the question is, will they be able to make the higher high on this? They've gotten beat up. You can see this huge opening right here. They have to get going. I don't know if they reported good numbers or bad. You got to get up over. See, you got resistance right here at 88.37. All right, and you're currently at 85.85. For me, there's not a whole lot of upside. Okay, until you break over this resistance and hold for 3 days. You know what I'm saying? My risk for this is a tough one because I would have to put my stop here. And I've got resistance right there, 88.55. So it's tough. Can it break through? Absolutely. All right. But my stop goes way down here. And resistance is right here. Right. It's like jumping inside the car. All right. You get in the minivan. You decide I'm going to do jumping jacks. It doesn't work out. Okay. Wait till wait till it gets on top of that. For me, that's what I like. All right, I'm not telling you how to trade, but I particularly like it better when I'm on top of support and then I have liftoff. Not when I'm underneath the ceiling trying to do liftoff. Yeah. Yeah, well, if it consolidates and holds the higher ground, which you've got a good start right here, all right, And maybe if it comes back and tests the backside of this downtrend line and J hooks off of it, that will be good too. Either one. Something show me a sign, but bear in mind, you still got, it's not going to go away. Resistance is right here. Okay, that's not going to go away. Doesn't matter if I consolidate here or J hook here. Resistance is right there. Can it break through? Yes, it can. Okay, I think there's probably other products that might have an edge over this by, already have broken through support and holding, and then they're going to take off. You'd have a little bit better edge on those. You're trying to own it at 65 by selling puts. Aha, okay. Yeah, you got a ways to go. That's a big bear flag right there. And it might fail. Notice the little triangle consolidation looks like it's failing right here. So you might get your wish to pick it up down here. Didn't they just report this morning? 2.5 they reported this morning. I mean, they didn't take a dump. They didn't fall out of bed. They're kind of holding right here right now. So this may be a bottom right there. It's possible that is a bottom. You've got a higher low here, the lowest low here, and a higher low here. Right there. All right, traders, I'm going to call it a day. All right, I'll see you guys all tomorrow, 8 o'clock. We can do it again. Get the game plan out and work the plan. All right, see you guys all tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Thank you, Jordo, Mel, Robert, everybody. Some guys had some really good days today. I saw Lawrence had a good day. I saw Mitch had a good day. Had some other people had some really good days today. Made their daily goal. All right. So thanks, J.A. All right. So it can happen. If you're in here in the room and you're taking the green erases red, it can happen. All right. All right. Until tomorrow, 8 o'clock. All right. Don't forget we got members webinars tomorrow. All right. I'll see you guys. Have a good night.